And welcome back, everyone, to the FSL Valorant Open number 3. We've gone through quite the journey in the Group C stages, but here we are. It's the lower bracket finals. And of course, it's going to be Asteria versus SXG. Unfortunately, Puma couldn't take down Asteria. But, well, I mean, Asteria has proven that they are pretty darn strong. I think, I don't know, what was the end of that game? What was the score? I gotta take a look. 13-7.
13-7.
There
Yeah.
we go. Unfortunate, but well, here we are. We are your casters. Hey, I'm Quack, and of course, still trapped in my room.
Oh no.
It's
I'm alone.
yeah, you can literally see he's actually boxed in. There's an invisible wall.
Yeah, there's a box. Oh no. What's this?
It's oh my god, are you gonna
Oh.
mime? Wow, good job. And then I'm just gonna do that and push you away. Okay, I can't really. But yeah, it's Kiki or Marquis. And I mean, why don't you walk us through this? Asteria versus SXG. I mean, I know they picked and banned maps as well.
Yeah, so they banned I believe Icebox and Bind on the side of Asteria. And it's up to SXG to pick between the last 3 maps. So they actually pick split. So no Bind or Ascent today, which is to me
A little bit odd.
strange.
Huh?
Very, very strange. It's like I figured eventually we'll see one, but neither map has actually made it as a pick. And we don't have Breeze yet in the competitive pool, so we're of course not going to see any Breeze. But just to recap, the teams: SXG is a team from China, and Asteria is a team from India, plus 1 Malaysian, plus 1 Filipino, I think. I believe that's a mixed team. So this is just going to be really interesting. Oh, 1 Australian. Okay, no, it's 4 Indian, 1 Filipino, 1 Australian. Yeah, I think I mixed it up with a different squad. So they are going to be playing SG servers still. Let's see. Hopefully, we'll see a good game from both teams. So I'm actually interested because SXG, of course, didn't look very good against the Impaler, but that might just be because the Impaler are just too good, right? Meanwhile, Asteria were dropped to the lower bracket and have made a really deep lower bracket run, going all the way to lower bracket finals right now against SXG. So I'm really interested in how these two teams are going to go head to head with each other because, again, you can't count SXG out. They've won against the Valkyries, who was at the SSG won 13-3 against Valkyries, who went 13-11 against Asteria. So Asteria have had to play a lot of rounds today, by the way. They 13-11 for the first map, which we casted. That was the first game of today. On their second map, 13-11 as well. On their third map, 13-11 again. Came down to the wire for 3 maps in a row. And against Fuma Angels, they were 13-7. So at least they had a bit of reprieve there. But they're coming off of a game that they just played into this lower bracket finals. It's gonna be interesting.
It's no problem for them, you know. It's one of those. It's just an endurance run. It's a test of endurance, and I mean, SXG might be, I guess, slightly more rested than Asteria, but I believe in Asteria. I mean, the fact that they played that many games and they still won, their spirit it's unbroken. You know, they're gonna keep pushing forward, and of course, whoever wins this. Oh yeah, momentum for sure. I mean, after winning that many games, you're like you're coming off a high, maybe, but more importantly, yeah, whoever wins this actually gets to proceed on into tomorrow's playoffs. The one who doesn't win, unfortunately, is knocked out. So that's what's at stake here. Of course, they are going to give it their all. But I mean, so we know where they're from, but just a bit of background. Okay, we remember that we saw the first game that we casted today. MVP, I think, of that one was Sway, who was from Asteria.
Yeah.
Really, really, incredibly strong. I think was she playing Jet?
Yeah, something? She was in Jet. Sway was in Jet with Venus X on the opposite side on Jet as well.
The other Jet, right? Who unfortunately is not here with us right now. But yeah, interestingly enough, okay, so Sway was the MVP, top fragging and all that fun stuff. But according to Valorant Tracker, actually, Muffin Loop is one of the stronger-ish players from Asteria. She was the one playing as Astra, which is kind of odd because she actually has Reyna as one of her most picked agents. And she's got an incredible headshot percentage of like 30.5%. And
30%.
yeah,
That's wow.
30%. A Radiant on average, Radiant Immortal, around there. You got they normally have about 20%. This is 10 more of that. And 41% Vandal headshot accuracy. That's like
That's
scream levels, dude.
yeah, that's scream levels, and that's actually interesting, and that's what makes Asteria really dangerous, right? They have two duelists, Shrey and Sway, opening up the sites, and Muffin Loop is there to. She has aim of her own, and typically when you see a controller, it's like, oh, they're the support players, but they're not necessarily always the support players. You have the initiators top fragging here and there. It's not always the duelist that top frag, and Valorant is a game of 5 guns. Every single player is a weapon. And basically, there's no, this person's playing controller. They don't need to frag. That's not a thing. And that's why Asira is strong.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. I mean, Impaler even, just Rue on Viper might not have been top fragging, but her wall did so much, even though it was pretty much the same exact wall for 12 rounds. But okay, not to discount anyone from SXG, they've got headshot machines as well. Vivi, I think, is one of those immortal players from SXG. She's got about 22% headshot overall accuracy. It's pretty good, pretty good. But then we've got Saki, who I think early on was she Sage? I can't remember what agent she was playing, but
Yep.
she is top 356th. She's a Radiant.
Okay.
And she's got 29.9% hit shot accuracy overall.
Almost 30.
Almost 30.
30. All
So
right.
this is going to be a big clash, and I don't quite know what's going to happen. Of course, I think map plus agent composition is one of the bigger factors. So I really need to see what that is before I dive into this rabbit hole any further.
Yeah, I do believe it is split. Right.
Yeah, it
So
is.
we do know on the map. Depending on the picks, maybe we'll see more skies, more vipers. We'll have to see how the teams are actually picking this out because, like I mentioned, the Masters meta, we've seen it with Impaler. They ran the Viper
Viper.
on Viper
Viper
Sky on
Sky,
the
yeah.
Icebox. So we'll see if they're actually gonna pull this out here because I do believe that Sky stock has gone up. Like the top teams have played Sky quite a bit, and the reason for that is Sky, I believe, is a high ceiling team oriented agent. Like you don't want to be running Sky in your pubs. Like they don't know how to look at your flash, look
Yes.
away from your flashes, go with your flashes. Breach is more straightforward with that, relatively, because you could just mount it over the wall. So the Sky being chosen by the top teams really goes to show that as an agency she's really strong. She's like a combination of Sova and Breach. Breach does not get a flash confirmation. Sova gets a confirmation when you ping a bit of location, and Sky kind of like does a hybrid
A
of
little
that.
bit of both, yeah.
Yeah, so like you get confirmation when you flash someone. You can scout with the Trailblazer. You can scout with your ultimate. Sky gives a lot of information that Breach doesn't, and teams that can make use of that information fast will run the Sky. So I believe that you might be seeing a Sky at least for one of the two teams.
Maybe. Well, I want to see two controllers actually. that's the
Two
kind of one
controllers.
thing that we haven't seen yet in FSL. Only once that there was one game I think you weren't casting with us, but it was Alter Ego Celeste versus Mad Army, and it was Haven, and then they actually tried Astra once, but then they lost.
Oh, that was when Astra was kind of fresh still, right?
Yeah, Astra was fresh, but this time around, I don't know. On Split, Astra could have some, pretty impactful uses. It's just, well, we have to see. Of course, so SXG picked Split. I think it's Aria. So yeah, they're the ones who opted to go for defense. Going for the defensive side.
Yeah, which makes sense because Split being a defender-sided map, I think that is a way to go. We're basically just going to see whether they can execute well here, right? We've seen, I believe it was Komarebi Hearts versus Phenomenal on split. Both teams played really well on the defensive side, and it was just that edge with Komarebi Hearts getting that
Killjoys.
extra
Yeah.
round on the attacker side that actually got them the 13-11. So we're not holding up the games here. By the way, we're not just talking and keeping you guys from the game. We are actually we actually have one player that disconnected. Asteria the power got cut out. I believe maybe there's a storm or something. I'm not sure. But we're here because we're basically gonna cover until the players back. So they're bringing in their subs. All of these teams actually have six women. I wouldn't say 6 men, but 6 substitutes. So these substitutes can play for the teams in case something like this happens, connection issues, some power issues, or whatever. So between the two teams, again, we're theory crafting double controller, maybe double initiator. We've seen double initiator as well in this. So it really depends on the flavor for the teams, and I believe that in FSL, each team kind of has their own flavor. We're not seeing a stale meta form up here. We're not seeing mirror agents similar to how we did at the very start of the Valorant competitive scene. We're actually seeing a lot of differences right now, and there's the Sky picked up by SXG. So Saki is on that Sky. I believe she was on the Sky. Wait, no, she was. Was she on the Sky? I don't think there was the Sky in the previous round. In fact,
I actually can't. No, wait, there was.
Okay, so
there was
Saki
Sky versus Breach earlier on, and I think we're seeing the same thing.
Yeah, so Saki on the Sky. Yeah, Sky versus Breach again, and Muffin Loop probably will go for that Astra.
This is interesting. Okay, well, so of course, Sage is really strong on split. Just how much you can control over mid with your wall alone, and maybe even if you switch things up, place the wall over by a ramp or garage or something like that, or even just pushing out of garage on attack. The wall is so versatile. But interestingly enough, okay, we have Vivi still on the Omen. Raze is being pulled out, but we don't have a Raze on Asteria's side. Still, the Killjoys are there. This is slight differences. Sky, Breach, Jet, Raze, Astra,
You see
Omen.
the differences in the philosophies, basically, of like which duelist to choose, which one you prefer on split. I think there's a lot of teams that prefer Raze instead of Jet on split because there's not much verticality when it comes to you're not able to use an updraft all the time. Like there's two like rafters, but you can't really just use updraft to get through. If that makes sense, like it's not as special as Raze's grenades, which can kind of like really damage a choke. And but we've seen Sway play. The Jet really works for her playstyle. Being able to use that tailwind to get in and out of fights is something that Asteria have used to their advantage. So I mean, if they really feel that the Jet is their pick, you can't really stop them. I maybe wanted to see 2 duelists here on the attacker side just to rack those points up. But it seems like SXG will go for their standard picks here.
Oh my god, this could actually turn out to be a very big, nasty brawl over by mid. We have Saki playing somewhat of his support role using the Trailblazer. They instantly stun Sway. Unless she dashes out, she could die right now. And she will. Does get a tag onto Jue, but there we go. Heals herself back up to basically full. And now numbers advantage over onto SXG. They get the option to push, but as soon as I say that, come on, Vivi walks up ramp and she gets shut down. 4v4 again.
They're all in the same spot right now. They're all in the defender spawn. Funneling. They're thinking whether they should rotate back. And SXG smart with their rotations. Actually slow it down a bit. They are the clock is ticking, so they need to choose a site soon. They won't have too much time to go and plan and like clear corners if they don't act now.
40 seconds left. This is now or never. The Sky blinding lights will go in. I think she, at the very least, gets information, but I'm not sure about the blinds. Of course, Stray playing kind of an anti-flash position.
30 seconds left.
Here. The Aftershock comes forward to kind of deny a effect, but still, it's going to go through. Fault line will, at the very least, possibly stun Saki. but it's gonna be a full 4v4 retake. They're coming along the way. That's, I think, one of the final flashes that Saki has. They have to go in now. It's got about 30 seconds left. And Trey's popping her final flashpoint. Britzy goes in and gets one more. Jet all the way around the garage. Finally comes back around to support her teammates. All that's left is Britzy. 1v3. All three classics right up against her face. She's not going to survive that. 1-0, and SXG takes the first win.
And that was firing squad execution if I've ever seen one. She basically was looking at all three and like hopefully maybe in some real like random right click. No, if she got really lucky, maybe she does a right click and hits 3 headshots. Is that even possible?
Yeah, that's actually really
I don't think it's possible. I don't think it's possible, but
get the one.
You know.
But I mean, that many body shots, you know, it slows you down so much. There's no way that you can escape.
Exactly.
So, yeah, they're trying to pull off a similar strategy, right? Trailblazer up and towards ropes. Sway is there again. Can't really. She can dash out, but she's not doing it. There we go.
I guess they wanted them to work for her utility, and Saki is getting the kill over here. And
well, pistols v Spectres, of course, the Spectres are winning for the time. If with the right clicks is able to take down one, we're back into a 3v2. Both players on Asteria, though, extremely low. Spike will go down on B, so it's just a matter of time before they reach the site, and they're going to have to go in guns blazing.
And Sure is here with the Spectre, so it's going to be an easy 2 kills for her. They are both low, so that's just going to be an easy cleanup.
Yeah, easy. Well, standard 2-round opening for SXG now, at least. But here it comes, full buy from Asteria. A little bit of light armor, but that's not a big issue. But let's see how they come into defend on this game. Vivi actually bought up a Phantom as well now, so potential bonus round win for SXG. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, and if they get a bonus round win, it'll be great for them. But I just want to point out SXG only had 3 players alive there, but they still bought more Spectres instead, just to make sure that coming into the next round they can still all full buy. So that's economy planning right there from SXG.
Something that you really enjoy, don't you, Keith?
I really appreciate it. I mean, Omen went for the Phantom still, but that's definitely, the team is definitely thinking about their whole loadout together instead of like just buying. Because many times you'll see someone buy a big gun and the rest with a smaller gun, and typically that's not.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You don't want to have someone staggering behind in terms of economy. But right now, quite a bit of utility spent already up towards top mid. Britzy doesn't get any information. They might not know that they have rotated up towards ropes. Dre immediately falls back, but here he comes. CC comes on the top. But, ooh, that's a big skewer for Muffin Loop. Immediately spots their barrel and the heads line for Muffin. That's gonna boost her headshot accuracy, which is already off the charts now. Oh, it's all out left to Saki.
If you shoot 1 bullet and hit 2 headshots, does it count as 200%?
30 seconds left.
Dude, that's a good question. I have no idea.
Right? Like, oh, that's another headshot for her. So that's gonna be 3.
Yeah,
and, I guess counts, right? Like headshot. Okay, I'm not sure how headshot percent or headshot accuracy is counted. Is it the number of kills you get with a final headshot? Like, if you hit someone with a sheriff twice and 1 in the head, does that count as a headshot? Because, okay, that was nasty. That lineup was really nasty. And that really opens things up for Asteria. So they get around to the board. They're on defense, of course. They are supposed to be the ones that are at an advantage on this map.
Well, I have no idea how headshot accuracy is counted, actually. It's one of those things you never quite know because people spray randomly all the time. But well, at least back into the game, SXG has been playing this strategy of, you know, it's always Vivi, the Omen player, alone on herself by around the A site, and she'll kind of lurk there, maybe get some information or push up towards ramps and tries to make something happen. The rest of the team, however, they have been going mid. Maybe this time 1 or 2 towards garage. No, still back towards mid. Saki again, Trailblazer up in towards ropes. Are we seeing history repeat itself? Yeah. Same exact strat for the past 3 rounds now.
See, I don't like the Omen being the one to lurk, but maybe they're trying something with the smokes, kind of like trying to fake the smokes around. But it to me, the controller is the one that's supposed to be lurking the killjoy with the turret, especially being able to control one
Right.
side of the map, and the controller has to stay alive for their team to get the smokes down when they actually finally decide to execute. So I feel like the Omen here should not be the one lurking around too much, because once she gets picked off, they don't have any more smokes to get them
Exactly.
safe passage into the side.
Well, let's see. They're kind of dispersing now. 3 players in towards garage, 2 up around mid. It seems like they want to make a B execute happen. Maybe a bit of a B split. They're just waiting for the wall to drop. 40 seconds left though, and they need to make a quick move. And Muffin still has her stars all over the map.
Yeah, that's gonna be difficult to push
30
through
seconds
because of
left.
those stars, like you mentioned, and there's already 3 on B on Asteria
I've
side,
got
so
your
it's gonna be a
trail.
5v3
Ooh,
take here.
Bomb grenade out.
Ball goes up, mid puts a stop to 1, gets 1 headshot, falls back, and there we go. This is the B split that's
Found
starting
them.
to happen.
Alarm bot
CC
down.
still up by heaven. Makes it a little bit tougher for the
10
defense
seconds
to
left.
come forward. 3v3 now, and the spike will go down.
There.
5 seconds left. I don't think they should go in to stop it. They're trying to make the retake happen, but CC up over by this part of Raptors. If they don't spot her, if they don't take her down, this could be disastrous.
One
Myth will
enemy
come in to
remaining.
support her team. That's 2 headshots now, and oh my god, all that's
Last
left
player
is she,
standing.
and she's not able to. Actually, she can. She's gonna get 2 headshots back into her team. 1v1 now, and Sway super low. Just 1 bullet, and she's gone. 3-1, and SXG are showing that they can defend on sites.
And I feel like they should have double peeked that. Both Myth and Sway were both very low there, and I feel like Myth peeked before Sway was ready to go for a trade, and because of that, I don't think Sway had enough time to actually peek, and it seems like we have a disconnect here. So Sway kind of lagging out a bit, so just to be a bit of a pause while we wait for her to get back.
Of course, these things happen. You know, they happened in Iceland, Masters, Reykjavik, also. But I mean, that's why the casters are here. It's 3-1, and so far, SXG has been playing the exact same strategy. The only difference being it's once they get kind of, I guess they get the information, the all clear, okay, there's no one in ropes, we can kind of play around this, the wall is up over by mailroom because of how defensively Asteria have been playing. They get that information, and then they kind of formulate a plan around that, which honestly, I kind of enjoy this. It's that sort of, people call it loose, maybe puggy kind of style where you don't go in with set executes, you just get information and then you work around that. I want to say it's flexible because you get information and then you can formulate plans around that. You don't go in for blind executes where you have no idea what's on the other side. If you just go in, you just collide against the other team, and then it's just this kind of guessing game of whoever comes out on top with a numbers advantage will win the round. If you play this more flexible style, you might be able to come up with higher, more picks than your opponents,
Yeah.
and then you get this surefire number advantage, which gives you a higher chance of taking down sites.
So I agree. SXG this is pretty much a default, and their default is as default as it gets, right? Like you have the Omen always on the
A
same
little
side.
weird,
You have the
but yeah.
Killjoy always on the same side. Their default is nothing out of the ordinary. Now it's up to Asteria here to punish the defaults, because the defaults mean that you are looking for pickoffs. You're looking for openings. Asteria are the ones that are. It's up to them basically. Like, if they notice that they keep running defaults, they can play aggressive on specific sites. Like if 2 of them push on A, they can immediately punish the Omen. If they instead want to take mid control as well, that's also an option. So these defaults can be broken. Like you have to kind of get them out of their comfort zone. And this default is currently their comfort zone because it is working for SXG. The late execute into the site by just playing from default is something that is working out for them.
Absolutely right. But that's the thing. Asteria, they should be able to adapt to this. You know, the Trailblazer, if it's always going up towards ropes. I'm pretty sure you can formulate a plan around this and come up with an anti-strat up towards this mid area that SXG seems so hell-bent on taking control over. If, you know, just kind of play with the timing a little bit, let SXG take control over mid, and then you come back and bite them, that could put a dent in SXG's offenses. But here we go. That's the slow ARP to kind of slow things down, but there's already a bit of a trade up towards A ramps. We're making it a 4v4 now, and Dre is pushing up in towards ropes. The slow ARP, oh, well, actually no, it's the dark cover that dissipates, and Dre will be the one to fall. Now they're making a fast routine up the ropes, and they're gonna get it. Sway falls, and now it's down to a 4v2. Well, make that a 3v2 as she will drop dead.
This retake is still going to be difficult. There's no res on the Sage. On SXG, they do have a res, but they probably won't be able to use it because the nearest teammate is the Omen, all the way outside a lobby.
Yeah, seems like they're just gonna play very defensively on the site itself. Wow, there we go. Nice shot from Britzy. Takes Saki down, turning it back into a 2v2. Still has to be careful though. See, she has her showstopper, and she's at the bottom of hell. They don't know this. She pops it, actually connects, but Dre with the angle, something that they weren't expecting, actually took them down. So SXG, it's this kind of the flexible plays, the sort of loose, quote unquote loose plays that are actually working for them. Again, it's 4-1 now.
Yeah, it just feels like that SXG with their openings are just sharper, I'd say. I feel like they keep getting the correct trades. They're never at a numbers disadvantage. It feels like this whole time. And for Asteria, I think you need to shuffle things around, like find something that works. And they are trying something new here with Myth pushing out. They are in an eco though.
Yeah. So this is going to be a difficult round for Asteria to come back from. Lockdown in place as well. It seems like Myth does not want to budge, which to me just says she's probably going to get detained. In fact, she will drop because of CC, who is up over by Hell. Now, Trailblazer in. We're just going to get information down the rest of the Asteria members now.
They should know that they're both on... Oh, Muffin actually gets a kill. They're both not on the defender side, so they're gonna have to this one. They know where Muffin Loop is already.
1v4, chasing her down. She gets blinded. Does pick up the frag though. Immediately backs herself out of there. They're still hunting her down. She gets the first spray. Anticipates the other one, but oh! Dre over by Market will be able to take her down. And still, I think she made it pretty costly for the SXG players. They have to buy up for each other now.
She got 3 kills, and if they win this round on the side of Asteria, they're going to have a better economy, and SXG won't have such a good one.
I don't want to count SXG out still, though. I mean, yes, she might, maybe not the best economy, so she doesn't have a rifle, but Raze with a judge is still such a nasty weapon, especially when you have blast packs.
Yeah, it's really strong right now. And Sway here. Okay, great dash out there.
They're gonna do it. Wow, media control. Slower will kind of keep them trapped here for 1 or 2 more seconds, but that's about it.
Oh, that's actually a donut. Look at the donut chart.
She gonna do it? If Shrey stays here, Peekaboo up the ropes. That's a horror game and a half.
Let's see who's ready to pull the trigger first. I think it's a matter of who shoots first here, right? The judges pretty much wanted kill.
Well, this is one of those westerns. It's happening.
Yeah.
40 seconds left. They want to make an 8-hit.
Shoot with the judge. Oh, timing! That was extremely unlucky timing. The moment she tried to peek away, but Muffin Loop is here to clean things up. Already gets 2 kills. It's looking good for Asteria right now. They actually are at the number advantage.
planted. You will not kill
Spike
my
will go down,
allies.
and there is a res on both sides. 5v4 retake and the rolling thunder. It hits everyone on the side, but they need to consume space as quickly as they can. The wall. They go in to check it straight,
Last
but
player
does
standing.
not pick up the kills. SXG are standing their ground, telling Asteria this is our home now. Pack your bags and leave, and of course Myth will gladly oblige. 6-1, and that's just God. You
The
know, it
wall
reminds me,
kind of
like,
distracted them.
it kind of did, huh? And that one gap, it seems almost intentional.
Intentional or not, that wall was used to res. And then after that, I feel like they didn't cross the wall. Because the wall was there, they couldn't find any picks as they dropped down. And it was up to Vivi, who was playing from A lobby, to just shoot across and get those free picks.
Oh man. And now we're back at it. This time, Asteria are trying their darndest to adapt to this. They do get the information that Trey is on the other side, on the right side, from an SXG perspective. Trying to rush them down, but this will all come in place. We have support from the Sage. They take one down. Still, it's a 4v4 fight.
I've got your track.
Yes, they are. And Fritzy's gonna be left here. Flashed and dead by Saki. And Muffin does get another pick off. But SXG, it's gonna be a 3v1 on
Last
the
player
side here. They're just
standing.
gonna take care of Myth. And it's gonna be 1v3 for Muffin Loop. We've seen this before. 1vx, Muffin Loop, the only one left alive again.
Spike planted.
And it's not looking good for Asteria. They're in the defensive side and they are 1-6 right now.
Yeah, certainly not the strongest, and not to mention, I mean, we have seen it before, but this is SXG on attack, and they are winning rounds. 6-1. That's a difference of 5. And now they know for sure where Muffin Loop is. How does she take this fight? She goes in to check really quickly, but of course, information given away because of the footsteps. She knows exactly where she is and how to take her down. 7-1.
It's looking similar to what the Impaler did to SXG
SXG.
on this exact same map.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's gonna be a timeout for Asteria. It's gonna be a tactical, so everyone's gonna be frozen in position right now, and they're gonna have to regroup here. And Asteria have to really plan how to hold these sites because SXG, the exact same strat every single round. This same default start: 4 on the B side, Omen on the A side, and Asteria have no answers for it.
Absolutely none. In fact, they seem a little bit desperate now. They're trying whatever they can. Sway on the operator, I feel like this might not be the first time we've seen Sway on an operator watching up towards mid, but this one trying to lock down this entire middle
Here.
section of the map. Maybe shoot down the Trailblazer before he even reaches you, but then of course you have to get out before the rest of the SXG squad push up against you. So it's a very risky play, and
Here.
you have to be careful about it. Of course, I would love to see more from the Astra stars
up.
as well. We haven't seen how effective those can be yet.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay, so the bear was just invisible to us. That's why Sway was switching around her gun and her knife. And it looks like the flashes are coming out. Oh, they.
Yeah, it jumped. Hold it on.
I'm not sure they're ready for the operator. So let's see if Sway gets kills here.
Spike
Okay, there's
down,
the surprise
mid.
factor. There's the first kill. And this might just be what they need to gain to win another round, really. Like the spike is stuck there, so it's gonna let the time tick down a little bit.
Okay. 1 minute left. Trailblazer gone, so they use the boombot. They know that Sway is still here, but the shot with the second time, and that's immediate punishment from Jue. Now Muffin Loop trying to hold her ground over by Mailroom. Takes down one. And the lockdown has been deployed over by the B site. Maybe push them over towards A. where Britzy is, but Britzy fell. So now this is 2v3, and of course, SXG has the A site.
Yeah, it's
30 seconds left.
3v2 situation with a heal, kind of healing the killjoy up to healthy, almost 100 health.
Spike
It's
planted.
still not looking good for Asteria.
Oh, miss.
Got one.
Checks the corner.
You
Does
should run.
turn it into a 2v2. Slightly better for Asteria now. And of course, SXG just to buy a little bit more time so that they can't get towards the spike.
One enemy remaining.
Lockdown, but it just goes in anyway. Actually finds 2. Make that 3 headshots if you count the first one. And now, all through the effort of one person, one girl, she's able to take the entire site. And of course, along with it, the defuse.
Yeah, they're looking for the operator.
Okay.
Yeah, they paused for Muffin to get the op.
2-7.
Yeah, a lot of the things that you see, why aren't they doing this? It's economical reasons. Looking for a gun. So in particular, they wanted Sway's op back again. And that opening frag, although Sway missed the next few shots, the threat of the operator will make it really scary. I mean, SXG, they should know that the operator was saved because of that delay in the defuse. So they should be ready for this. But again, great moves by Asteria here. The fact that they're changing the op position is going to be really important. But for SXG, no change in strategy for them.
Exact same. Well, they haven't really gone for garage control early on. In fact, well, once or twice they kind of did, but most of the time they just go back towards mid. So let's see if Sway. Let's see if she'll actually surprise them over by garage. It doesn't seem like anyone's gearing up to push this though.
Yeah, I don't think. Oh, they are actually gonna peek there. Combined with that Astra pull, I guess they. Yeah, it doesn't get anyone, but it was a nice try.
I think it's like a bit of a tell, right? If you're on the side of SXG, you'd be wondering why did they use this gravity well that early on? Maybe there's an operator on the other side. She goes in for the peek anyway. She makes it a little bit wider than Sway expected. So the shot doesn't connect. Oh my god! And tape shells in towards ropes. Again, they have the entirety of mid.
Your mid control is important because now they can't even rotate. If you take mid control, take one down. It's gonna be a 2-2 on each side, and neither side knows where they're going. And it looks like it's gonna be a BM.
Able to take down one, unable to convert into the second. Strado does take one down as well. So we're back into a 2v3, and I want to say there's something going on with the the shots. It seems like they're tracking the after image of SXG. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and both teams playing with high ping. It's even worse for the side of Asteria. They're spiking to 150 AD on the SXG. So that's a round trip time of like 230 if you kind of like go from one person's info to the other. That consider us. If I'm playing and you're in the opposite team, we're both 5 ping. It's such a big difference.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. And I think, especially with high ping, the operator is just a weapon that doesn't work. I mean, you're firing one bullet, and that one bullet is chasing an after image, which it just will not connect unless you kind of maybe predict where your opponents are headed towards. This time though, he hits the holes, dashing forward, and BB does not connect it.
There was a little bit of a drift there. That's the drift stuff right there from Sway. Like she dashed, like she came from the right to the left, and she's like, "Hey, nope, you're not gonna hit me."
Spike planted.
A little bit weird, but hey,
I've got
if it
your
works,
trail.
it works. Of course, though, they still don't quite have the best weapons. Asteria are gonna try to find whatever they can. Of course, it's the second last round of the first half, and here we go. It's the stars. I think we have yet to see Muffin use her Cosmic Divide. Of course, though, on the back of an eco round, she probably doesn't want to do that. But let's see if these
Last player standing.
do a lot of damage. It's gonna be Muffin Loop and finds one more. And that's the most that they can hope for. SXG now, 9-2.
Last round
first
in the half.
And Asteria, they They need to make this one count. Or it could be
Yeah.
a 10-2.
I feel like Sway is the one having all the ping issues. Like she's the one who disconnected earlier on.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's uncharacteristic for her to actually be at the bottom of the scoreboard. I feel like the ping difference is really affecting her play, especially if you want to play aggressive and start peeking. You really want like a good connection, right? Like
Yeah.
right now she's having trouble because these peaks, like you mentioned, she shoots at the after image of an enemy player because of the ping difference, and Jie gets the first kill onto Trey, and it looks like you Myth. Alright, she's back.
I don't know. It's kind of awkward, but this one from the Shadows play by Vivi all the way into the back of spawn, it seems like the Killjoy player is aware of it, goes in to check it, and yeah, Myth will take Vivi down. We're back into a 3v3 as the trades happen around mid.
Res is up on both sides also. I think that SXG will
You
get
will
the first
not
res.
kill my ally.
Oh, that's a feels bad for Asteria.
Yeah, they do have the res up as well, but it seems like there are no teammates around for the Sage to actually res. See if Britzy can actually take a P down here. But she gets checked. She does get one.
Spike down A.
Oh,
Last
through the
player
wall.
standing.
Through the wall, she doesn't get the other. It's
30
all up to
seconds
Sway
left.
now, who immediately switches to her Blade Storm.
Spike planted.
Surely, if the operator doesn't work, the Blade Storm will perform much more admirably, but she goes in to check and does not expect CC to be at the back of B. I mean,
Switching
A heaven.
sides.
So that's the end of the first half, 10-2, and things are just really, really unfortunate. It's not working out for Asteria, and I think it's largely due, in fact, to the ping difference.
Yeah, so unfortunately they have to play in these conditions. And SXG also, I thought that their ping was pretty high, but like SGS is even higher.
Yeah. It's that little difference of 20 ms or so, but at the very least, okay, we can kind of conclude that, yeah, mid control, and you mentioned this earlier on as well, it's so crucial, and that's kind of SXG's attack plan. They get control over mid, and then they have the options, but it's not just options as well, because if you have control over mid, effectively, you can lurk around and cut people off on the rotate if they try to make their way over by
Ooh, nice
ropes.
nade.
But here we go. The nade does not kill. Ritzy is gonna heal herself back up. Actually, there is a raid player. I think she counter wall goes up.
One
And of
enemy
course, Vivi
remaining.
gets knocked.
Oh,
You
no.
were
Spike
all
down
ready
mid.
for
I got
this.
the spike.
The spike drops on the other side of the wall, and it's all up to Sway. She does connect onto Shi, but my god, they're just chasing after her at this point. 11-2. A very crucial round that Asteria needed, and they couldn't get it. And, well, just bonus rounds for SXG. Let's see what happens. But I want to believe in Asteria. It's just very, very unfortunate because of the pain.
The counter boost felt like it wasn't the smartest of ideas because they already saw the counter boost about to happen when Raze lobbed that nade with the close range right click. And they kind of forced it, so everyone was already watching that spot. They knew that the counter boost was coming.
Yeah, just good read from SXG. Well,
There's the lone killjoy here.
can a lone killjoy stop 5 players? Well, I mean, if we take a look at the mini map, SXG are already going for mid control. They get a lot of information off of this, and if they clear garage, they know it's going to be an 8-hit. In fact, they seem to get the idea already. They hear the dash
Scout
hit.
destroyed.
Trailblazer able to kind of deter the aggression just for 1 second. The blind comes forward. Everyone just flashed right now. They're going in forward. GG. DV as well with the Spectre. The automatic weapons. Straight Ooh, though, actually coming out on top for a
Spike
second.
down A.
It's a 2v2 though. And Asteria are low.
Yeah, they're not in a good spot. It's a 2v2, but they're both like about 1 hit. There is a pistol on
Target
Jie, but
destroyed.
that pistol will need 2 hits to basically kill them. Yeah, it's 34 health, so 30 health from a ghost shot, but Trey...
Last player standing.
sorry,
Spike
it's gonna
down
get taken
A.
down. Myth with
30
just 40
seconds
HP.
left.
See if she can take this, but Well, no, her health was too low. Basically, I think
Match
they
point.
really couldn't do much with the amount of health that they had. And it's match point for SXG right now.
Feels bad. It really is. They just, that sums everything up. They just can't do much. Of course, right now, the desperation plays, we're going in with Spectres, a Bulldog, but it's all light armor here on out. Kind of an even ground, if you ask me, between SXG and Asteria. Because SXG, they actually have the potential to have heavy armor. Wow. Just... my god, no respect. She goes in anyway.
And Thea gets the third one, gets
Spike
traded by
down,
Muffin
mid.
Loop, and it's down to a 2v2.
Hunt.
2v2, not impossible.
Scout destroyed.
But Sucky gets the information, and the spike all the way on the other
Placing alarm
side,
bot.
that's almost irretrievable.
Turret down.
Last player standing.
Unfortunate for them, and it's down to Muffin Loop 1v2 situation. She can get this, but no. SXG
Defenders
secures around
win.
with a 13-2, the exact same scoreline, by the way, between them and Dane Taylor.
Well, it is what it is, and that's just unfortunate. But I love to see the fact that, you know, despite the ping differences and all these unfortunate mishaps, the players themselves are incredibly polite. You know, GGs were being called out, and that's what you love to see, sportsmanship.
Yeah, you talked about Muffin Loop. She's at the top of the scoreboard, so 16, 13, 2.
Okay.
Yeah, we were talking about Muffin Loop just now, and it really just felt like maybe the ping issues really just made it difficult for Sway and Shrey. The 100+ ping on the players, and Muffin Loop was able to do a bit of damage, but unfortunately SXG were just too strong for them right now. So SXG will advance to day number 2. They'll advance to tomorrow, and Asteria are going to be out of the tournament.
Very unlucky. Too darn strong. But there was that one, you know, couple of rounds where, okay, SXG, you know, playing the same exact strat every single time. But the one moment they went up the ropes, and I think it was Myth who actually picked up the double kill. It was kind of a collat. Was it Myth?
The collateral was...
Shrey?
I think it might have been Muffin Loop. I think
Man,
it was
I can't
Muffin Loop. We were
remember.
talking about headshot percentage. It was this round.
Oh,
round.
yeah, it was Muffin Loop. That's right.
Yeah. We were talking about the headshot percentage of the Phantom. Also got a
There we
third
go.
headshot onto the sky. So it was Muffin Loop getting those headshots.
Yeah, our observer doing a great job knowing exactly which round we were talking about. There was that round also where Myth, you know, single woman, single-handedly retook a site all on her own, 1v3.
Yeah, I
That was
remember that
pretty big as
1v3 as well. So that was... Oh, this was the one. Wow, the exact round.
Good
one
job,
click.
observer.
Like, I didn't even remember which round it was, but yeah, this was a 1v3. I believe this was on which site again? Kills the Omen,
A, I
kills...
think.
Yeah, kills Omen, kills the Killjoy and the Sage. Oh, I remember this one where she even destroys the lockdown, right? At the end.
Yeah.
She still had one teammate, I believe, that was alive.
Exactly.
And I think Muffin Loop was still like going around
All
for a
the way
loop,
around,
actually.
yeah.
And then
But it wasn't
Myth-
necessary.
Yep, Myth just finished it all up, and that was a great day of games. We've seen a lot of close games and a lot of polarizing games. In fact, all of the games we casted were either a 13-2, 13-1,
There
or
were
a
some pretty
13-11.
close. Yeah, 13-11. That's exactly right. It's on the far opposite ends of the spectrum. You know?
Exactly. We haven't really seen like
Nothing in
we didn't
between.
cast a close one, and I think that just shows the level of competition in the tournament. And I think that the lower the current teams that haven't done so well, they just need time because some of them are new. Some of them are still weren't here from the very beginning. Some of them are still like changing their roster a bit, trying to scrim with each other. And I feel like it's just gonna increase the level of competition as we go forward. The Impaler, I thought they were a strong team. I didn't think they were this strong, by the way. Like it's different.
They
Like
showed up.
from last open to this open, it was similar feels. Like you have Dodonut leading the charge. The team is pretty strong. They had their executes, but they weren't the strongest. And now it seems like they might give Alter Ego Celeste a run for their money. I'm not sure, but I want to see the matchup later on. But they just seemed really dominant in this group so far.
I want to take a gamble and say that yeah, they can give Alter Ego Celeste a run for their money. So
Brave
that's what we're
men.
gonna have tomorrow, man. It's we're gonna have to see it. It's gonna be awesome. It really is. It really is. But at the very least, it's we kind of see a master class of how to play certain maps right now. I definitely picked up a couple of things here and there for Split. This is how you want to play it. Take mid control, whether it's with a Sky or maybe an Omen or something else. It's going to help you out tremendously. And for Icebox, man, I'm gonna start learning how to play Viper.
Yeah, Viper is a really good agent to pick, especially in an organized team. And I feel like Icebox is the map. Like you could cover two like openings, which is one Viper wall. We've seen it happen from the Impaler. And now that this is the last game, I just want to shout out our sponsors as well. Again, down below and on the lower left side of the screen, you see supported by Yahoo, supported by Intel. They're making this tournament happen. They're making all these plays happen. And also, since this is the last game, I can finally get free of Kentrell's cage. I can finally break free of this room. I will be returning to my own home. But I might be stuck in your room again tomorrow. So we'll have to
Maybe.
see.
We'll see. We'll see. I don't know. Maybe you'll be stuck in a distant land this time around. Who knows?
Who knows?
Who
Maybe in
knows what
Breeze.
you've got?
We'll see.
Maybe. Wow, you're gonna go on a vacation without me. I see how it is.
Mhm.
I mean, you had a sandwich as well. I mean, if you guys want to check out these awesome, it's just entertaining, wholesome tweets, go
Also-
check out at Kiki
Key-
QUIS.
No, Keycasts.
Keycast. That's right.
Yeah,
That's the Twitter handle.
that's his Twitter handle. Yeah, so I tweet about a lot of Valorant plays actually. So I cut down some highlights. Sometimes I just tweet about the games. And you can follow Kendrill as well at Hey I'm Quack. He also talks about Valorant.
Nonsense
We
stuff.
we just like talking about Valorant a lot. Sometimes you'll see us play with each other. We play a lot of Valorant, so maybe you can join us as well. So that'll be fun.
That would be fun, and of course, I mean that's all thanks to FSL. Without them, we won't be able to have this tournament. Also, all these incredible teams that we're seeing every single month, pretty much, and they surely are improving. I mean, call it the Masters effect. Maybe it's not even Masters because these girls are dedicated Valorant players. They love the game, and it really shows that.